shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
It's a comfortable start this morning with 50s and 60s, but our highs today will be above normal. I'll show you when a front arrives to cool us down.
Former officer in court. Today, a former Raleigh police officer will have his first appearance. The charges he's facing after he was accused of sexual misconduct on the job. And deployment blocked. California's National Guard troops will not be sent to Portland. Why a federal judge temporarily blocked the decision after President Trump called the city war-ravaged. It is Monday at 4:30. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. A lot to tell you about. How is it that it's already Monday? The weekend went by just like that. We had beautiful weather, and today will be no different. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Clear skies out there, Elizabeth. And as I was walking in, I saw that big, bright moon. We have a super moon coming.
Ooh, we do, and that's going to be tonight, the full moon. And we're going to have 4 super moons, I think, in a row. So that's going to be neat to see, and it does look gorgeous out there right now. This is a live look at RDU, where skies are clear and temperatures are comfortable. Our temperature is 62, our dew point 60, which still keeps us on the nice side. But, you know, we like to see those dew points down in the 50s this time of year. It is 58 degrees in Southern Pines, 57 Goldsboro, 58 in South Hill, 61 in Fayetteville. And, of course, we're in the low 60s right now in the Triangle. Temperatures by lunchtime climb into the mid-70s, and we'll see a high of 83 this afternoon. That does put us up above normal, but we do have a front that'll come through around the middle of the week. It's going to bring us an increasing chance of rain, especially Tuesday night into Wednesday. And then behind it, our temperatures take a nice drop. I'll show you that coming up.
Elizabeth, thank you. Happening today, a Raleigh police officer is expected to appear in court. Tremail Cogdell is accused of looking the other way in a crash investigation in exchange for a sexual favor. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside the Wake County Justice Center to explain the charges and what we can expect in court today. Kelsey.
Yes, Renee, that officer Tremail Cogdell is expected to face a judge here at the Wake County Justice Center for the first time today. He's accused of having sex on the job instead of investigating a DWI crash. Now, he is facing 3 charges for failing to investigate in exchange for sexual favors. He was fired from the Raleigh Police Department when those charges were filed. Raleigh Police Chief Rico Boyce explained what happened in a news conference Friday. He says 3 weeks ago, Cogdell drove a victim away from a crash scene back to his home where police say a sexual act occurred. Court records show that Cogdell was involved in nearly 60 cases during his time with RPD. District Attorney Lauren Freeman says her office is reviewing cases that he was involved in to determine if they should move forward. Here's Raleigh Police Chief Rico Boyce.
As the chief, it's not easy for me to stand up here and say that I arrested one of my officers. But when I was selected as chief, I promised this community that I was going to be transparent and I was going to hold people accountable no matter who they are. I hope today reflects that I'm keeping my word.
Cogdell is expected to appear in court this afternoon at 1:30. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
An 18-year-old charged in a deadly Durham County crash is due in court today. Kevin Gomez is accused of street racing and faces felony and misdemeanor charges. Deputies say 2 cars were racing on NC 55 when Gomez sped off, ran a red light, and hit a Dodge Charger on Carpenter Fletcher Road. 1 person in the Charger died and another was injured. Gomez was injured as well. He is now in the Durham County Detention Center without bond. Also today, a court appearance for a convicted sex offender accused of being on the grounds of an elementary school in Cumberland County. Deputies say 66-year-old Danny Yarborough was arrested at Gallberry Farm Elementary in Hope Mills on Friday. He is charged with 2 counts of being a sex offender on child premises and is being held on a $100,000 bond. Happening today, delegations from Hamas, Israel, and the U.S. are expected to begin ceasefire negotiations. Tomorrow marks 2 years since Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7th. 1,200 people were killed and 251 hostages were taken. The remaining Israeli hostages still alive could be released in the coming days as peace talks proceed in Egypt today. Negotiators are discussing President Trump's 20-point roadmap for peace. People gathered in Raleigh to remember those killed in and taken hostage. Another group rallied in support of Gaza following Israel's response to the attack. The local Jewish community says it is hoping for the release of those hostages in the coming days. Pro-Palestinian protesters are calling for an end to what they say is genocide in Gaza. The government shutdown moves into its second week. The Senate votes again today. Republican and Democratic leaders are pointing the finger at each other as negotiations have stalled. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is now threatening to fire federal workers and cut priorities important to Democrats. And U.S. troops are working unpaid as the shutdown continues. A judge temporarily blocked the deployment of California's National Guard troops to Portland. The ruling came a day after a similar decision halted Oregon's own Guard deployment. President Trump ordered California troops to protect what he calls a war-ravaged city. About 100 troops had already arrived in Oregon. The governor there says the move appears to sidestep Saturday's ruling, which the administration plans to appeal. California's Attorney General condemned the president of overstepping his authority.
Trump is not king. He is not above the law. He's acting as if he has carte blanche to deploy National Guard troops anywhere in the country. He doesn't. It's our National Guard, California's National Guard, not Trump's Royal Guard.
Texas has also been ordered to send their National Guard to Portland as well. No word yet on if the judge will also block their deployment. 2 people are dead and a dozen others injured in a mass shooting in downtown Montgomery. This happened Saturday night while the city was hosting several weekend activities. Officials in Alabama say that those injured, 5 now have life-threatening injuries, and they believe one of the shooting victims was targeted.
As a result of an individual, one of these 14, who we believe was targeted, in which basically an exchange of gunfire erupted. Now, as you can imagine, that could be a very chaotic situation.
So far, a suspect is not in custody. The city of Montgomery is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Former NFL quarterback and Fox Sports analyst Mark Sanchez faces charges after he was stabbed. Sanchez was arrested on charges of battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and public intoxication. He was stabbed during a confrontation with another man in Indianapolis. The other man suffered cuts. Officers say it was not a random act of violence. Sanchez is still in the hospital. The legacy of Raleigh's own Grayson Murray lives on in a powerful way today. The community is honoring the late golfer with a tournament created in his name. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live outside Raleigh Country Club to explain how his dream is now helping others. Laura.
Renee, good morning. The first ever Grayson Murray Classic is taking place here, and it all begins at the Raleigh Country Club behind me at 10 a.m. with a golf tournament. And this is actually an idea that's coming to life from Grayson Murray, something that he dreamt of doing before he passed. Now, Grayson Murray, as we know, was a Raleigh native and a 5-time professional golf champion. He bravely shared his experience with anxiety, depression, and addiction before his untimely passing in May of last year. This tournament and fundraising dinner was created to honor his legacy and fuel the work of the Grayson Murray Foundation, which launched earlier this year. And many of the world's top professional golfers, celebrities, and supporters will come together for a day of inspiration and philanthropy. Now, organizers say every swing, story, and donation helps advance mental health and addiction care and ensures Grayson's mission continues to make a difference.
Back in 21, Grayson spent some time in a treatment facility for his depressive disorder. While he was there, he actually wrote a plan that said, one day I want to start the Grayson Murray Foundation to help those that are looking for help but may not have the help they need financially.
And that day is today. There will also be a silent auction where fans can also participate. If they're not here in person, they can do so online. And all of this will take place. The dinner and fundraising gala will happen at the Northridge Country Club. WRAL is a proud community sponsor of this event. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Just when you think the Carolina Panthers can't get another win, They surprise you. The Panthers played host to the Miami Dolphins yesterday. The big surprise of the game was running back Rico Dowdle, who ran for over 200 yards. He stepped up while Chuba Hubbard was out with an injury. The Panthers held off the Dolphins 27-24. This was their second win of the season. Last night's Sunday Night Football game was a battle to the finish. The Buffalo Bills were able to tie the game at 20 after being down by 10 to the Patriots. Now the Pats were able to kick a 52-yard field goal to pull ahead with just 15 seconds left in the game. Buffalo wasn't able to respond. The Patriots gave them their first loss of the season. Final score 23-20. Emergency on Mount Everest. Hundreds of hikers trapped on the mountain after a massive blizzard. The rescue efforts underway. And check your charger. How rechargeable batteries are sending more people to the hospital with burns. How you can stop this from happening to you. Here's a live look at Cary. Our pleasant stretch of weather will last the next 2 days. Ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner shows you the needed rain that's on the way and how much we could see.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:44, feeling comfortable out there this morning. 62 in Durham and in Raleigh, 61 degrees in Fayetteville. Our humidity is sitting right around 60. It's on the lower side. Our skies are clear this morning, so we do have the top of the tower right here in our backyard lit in blue. Our muggy meter, it looks like this. It's feeling in the comfy zone up to tolerable. I'm going to move that up a little bit. But it is going to be a beautiful day to spend your lunch hour outside. Still looking at temperatures in the mid-70s. The dew point's up a little bit, but not enough to really make a big difference. Still going to be a really nice day to be outside, just like we saw all weekend long. It's going to be on the warm side. Walking the dogs or taking the puppies out this morning. Temperatures will be in the low 60s, and then our high is 83 for later on this afternoon. Tomorrow stays dry for the most part, but we'll start to see some rain creeping in late tomorrow into Wednesday. I'll show you how much we could see coming up.
Elizabeth, thanks. Right now, a massive rescue effort is underway to save hikers trapped on Mount Everest. Chinese state media says a blizzard left nearly 1,000 people stuck on Tibet's eastern slope of the mountain. The freezing temperatures and heavy snow have local villagers and rescue teams on a race against the clock. Some have been saved by rescuers. Many are still reportedly stuck at an altitude of 16,000 feet. Also to the south of Tibet, landslides and flash floods have killed at least 44 people in Nepal. A man is dead after he was hit by a train in Smithfield. This happened on Massey Street on Sunday. Police say a CSX train hit a man who was on the tracks. His identity has not been released. Durham City Council is looking into a squirrel problem in one part of the city. Those concerns were first raised during a November City Council meeting. A man who lives in the Trotter Ridge subdivision says wildlife feeders in his neighborhood created a squirrel problem. He says the squirrels have damaged property by chewing through automobile wire harnesses and fuel lines and nesting in chimneys as well as car engines. Council members will hear a report on the ban on feeding wildlife at tonight's 7 p.m. council meeting. This week is Fire Prevention Week. This year, organizations are focusing on teaching people about the dangers of lithium-ion batteries. CB Cotton explains how to use them safely to prevent house fires.
Every year, the U.S. observes Fire Prevention Week in October. Organizations spend those days providing life-saving education to people of all ages. According to the National Fire Protection Association, during 2019 to 2023, firefighters responded to an average of more than 328,000 home structure fires per year, and say those fires claimed thousands of lives. But critical care surgeon Nicole Burnell says it doesn't have to be that way.
It is our true belief that most fires and injuries from fires can be prevented.
This time around, the fire prevention campaign is focusing on the dangers of lithium-ion batteries.
These have actually become the mainstay of rechargeable elements throughout our home. They can overheat and catch fire and sometimes explode.
The rechargeable batteries are found in phones, laptops, e-bikes, and even electric vehicles. Burnell says she's had patients come in with deep burns after a device battery exploded.
A lot of that had to do with if they were charged with the wrong device or in a pocket that had metal.
In New York City alone, the NFPA says more than 800 fires have been sparked by lithium-ion batteries since 2022. Experts are urging people to practice safety when it comes to charging everyday items.
Maintain that charging cord that you get when you purchase the device, because that is specific to the device itself.
Experts say one way to stay safe is to charge any lithium-ion battery device on a hard surface, never on your bed, couch, or under a pillow. The city of Raleigh wants your input on plans to expand its next bus rapid transit routes. Planners are working on the downtown to midnight route. They are holding an open house from 5 to 7 tonight at the 5 Point Center on Noble Road. You can see what the plans are so far and weigh in on bus stops and other amenities. A soldier from Pinehurst was honored this weekend as he returned home from a nearly years-long hospital stay. 82nd Airborne pilot Garrett Illerbrun was severely injured by an Iranian-backed missile strike on base in Iraq Christmas Day in 2023. And yesterday he was honored with a retirement ceremony in Pinehurst. He was joined by his wife and son for the ceremony. It is 4:49, and with the clear skies out there, you get a really good view of what is almost a supermoon. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with that gorgeous view from Lake Gaston.
Isn't that so pretty? The moon is there. Of course, they have a light here on the dock, and it almost looks like the moon as well. But that's the moon, of course, way up high, shining on the lake, looking absolutely beautiful. It's actually full tonight, but it's so pretty right now. Definitely, a couple of days before the full moon, a couple of days after the full moon, it still just looks big and bright. So enjoy out there this morning. 62 is our temperature and our dew point is 60. So that's nice and comfortable as you're heading out the door. Some 50s on the map this morning, though. Roxborough, South Hill, Rocky Mount, Goldsboro, even Southern Pines are all in the mid to upper 50s this morning. And then just a few spots in the 60s, especially around the Triangle. It's 61 in Holly Springs and Garner, 60 in Cary, but it's 57 in Durham and 59 there in Fuquay-Varina, 55 in Clayton this morning. Our temperatures will be warm this afternoon. Fayetteville up to 86. We're looking at low 80s for Raleigh and Durham, partly cloudy skies. Our humidity stays on the low side, but look at how warm we are. The yellow and orange shaded areas are where temperatures are above normal. And with our cold front moving our way, temperatures will actually bump up a little bit ahead of the front. But once the front moves through, the temperatures start to cool back down again. And with that front, we'll actually see some rain as well. But let's talk temperatures first. Our normal low is 55. Tomorrow and Wednesday in particular will be very warm. And then after that, our lows drop back into the 50s. Same thing in the afternoons. Our normal high is 77, looking at 83 today, 82 tomorrow. And then we get back to below normal at 70 on Thursday and 72 on Friday. We see the muggy meter doing that too. We're on the comfortable side today. It bumps way up and then way back down. Thursday and Friday are really going to feel like fall, and they'll stay fairly dry. Our best chance of rain will come late Tuesday night into the day Wednesday and Wednesday evening, and then that chance tapers off until we get to the weekend. We're watching the potential for a low to develop along that front. As we get into parts of the weekend, we're going to talk in more detail about how much rain we could see Wednesday and Saturday coming up.
We need that rain, Elizabeth. Thank you. They're going up, up, up. This is the moment for all things K-pop Demon Hunters. Up next, the latest recognition for the super popular movie. And the numbers are in. Taylor Swift's new album could break the record. Taylor Swift's new album could break by the end of the week. Taylor Swift's new album smashed a few records over the weekend. The Life of a Showgirl sold 2.7 million copies on Friday alone. That is the second highest weekly sales for any album ever after just one day. So it's second only to Adele's 25, and that album sold 3.4 million copies in its first 7 days back in 2015. Taylor is also topping the box office. Taylor Swift, the official release Party of a Showgirl, made $33 million on its limited 3-day release in theaters. K-pop Demon Hunters making a return to the top of the charts, and an iconic live-action fantasy is back in theaters. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
K-pop Demon Hunters is having more than a moment. The soundtrack for the smash hit Netflix animated film returned to the top of the Billboard 200 album chart, beating out the debuts of new albums by Mariah Carey and Doja Cat, among others. We'll see how it fares next week when Taylor Swift's new disc hits the charts.
The real horror to this is that it's realistic.
The new Resident Evil has added cast members. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Kaylee Reese from True Detective Night Country has signed on for the horror franchise reboot, as has Zach Cherry from Severance. Weapons writer-director Zach Kreger is helming the reboot, which begins filming this month and is due in theaters next September.
In a place outside time lies a mystical realm.
You can revisit that realm as The Dark Crystal returns to theaters. The iconic live-action fantasy is getting a re-release in honor of the Jim Henson Company's 70th anniversary. Screenings are October 12th and 13th. Info and tickets at fathomentertainment.com. Seeking the great conjunction in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Stick with us. Ahead at 5, officer in court. A fired Raleigh police officer accused of crossing the line faces a judge today. What investigators say he did and what's next in the case. Plus, dreams live on. A Raleigh golfer's vision comes to life in a powerful way, bringing people together in his honor. We'll take you live to an event keeping Grayson Murray's legacy alive.